Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning, and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital live trading floor. It's Tuesday, May 5th. All right, let's get into a quick prayer. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High God, our Heavenly Father. We thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again to learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, I ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to me astray, but use me as a vessel to bring your children back onto you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Can the church say amen? Amen. All right, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. But before we get into the charts, all right, I just want to say this. There was a time I used to sit down in front of the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, second guessing every entry, and honestly, just hoping that the trade would work. And that's where most traders are today. Not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. 90% of traders fail. All 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. Today, I'm going to show you the three pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets. So you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Woo! Let's go. But before we dive deep into the three core pillars, when you step into this arena, on this battlefield, you must first have two crucial realization. Realization number one, trading is war. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life. Realization number two, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry and in life as we know it. Most traders think success in the markets comes from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest moves, but the reality is trading success is built on three core pillars. First is money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Without this, you're still gonna be in the 10%. Second, we have risk management. This is the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in the game long after everybody else has quit. Then we have trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started. That's why in today's session, we are going to hone in on your trading edge. Now, everything we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And that confidence comes from three things. One is understanding how the market actually operates, not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Second is having one trading model, one model with IPTA signatures that you trust and execute consistently. Third is having a plan and a process, because without a process and a plan, you're just reacting to price and you're winging it each and every time. And this right here, this session, this is where we focus on the third piece, the process part. I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading floor. Now, as you're watching, don't just look for entries, but pay attention to the process behind the entries, okay? Because that's what will get you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further to the 1%, well, that's where we break down all three pillars inside of the program. I used to think that winning trades built confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before, during, and after the trade. And that is what we're building here. Let's get into our daily processes. Weekly target going to this week is 3%. All right, mental check-in. Feeling generally okay. Excited to see what price action has in store for us today. Excited to continue to grow, all right, and get 1% better. I feel like the growth from last week, like I said, last week was a pivotal week in my trading career, and it's going to be the week that I refer to anytime I talk about my trading career, because it was just a solid week all in all, man. Just the data that was collected, the refinement, the growth from that week is just I'm just excited to walk it forward. Anyway, I accept any risk that comes with trading today. I understand that trading comes with real risk and that losing is part of the battle. News is Tuesday, May 5th. All right, we have high impact news come out at 8:30. High impact news coming out at 10, medium at 10, and another high impact news at 10:01. That's strange. All right, we have news today's NFP Tuesdays. NFP Tuesday. We have news today, all right, making it an optimal day to take a trade. Risk going into today, we're at 0.25 of account size, and we have a max of 0.75 per account per day, all right. Weekly program still hasn't been established yet. Well, I haven't looked at the market, but we have the range. We have Monday's range. So let's go ahead and review price action overnight to see what our weekly program is saying, if it has been established or not, okay. Nah, anymore you. No, it seems to be fight every day we survive. They do this summer. A higher time frame is still screaming higher prices. Okay, price wants to go higher, all time highs. So we just let it do its thing. This was the inefficiency. I want to see price drop and respect. As you can see, the bodies, all right, are staying in the upper portion of this inefficiency. Right, that signatures strength of showing strength. All right, that price wants to continue higher. All right, so solid stuff. It's something that I had noticed going back testing this weekend. That usually once Sunday opens, right, it drops into a 4 hour inefficiency, or takes a 4 hour liquidity and then continues higher. So something I'm paying attention to in price, and that's exactly what happened today as well. So, and we took all-time highs. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We can go ahead and delete this. Let's go into the 1 hour. Let's get Monday's range. Oh, it's looking like we took Monday's buy side there. So our weekly program has been confirmed. What I want to do with this, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna delete that because I want to see the full week, so I can drag it out for the full week. What you want to do, right, is from 12 a.m. Monday to 12 a.m. Tuesday. We know, just like we do with the dealer range, we know the lowest low to highest high. Okay, and that will give us our Monday's range that we use to determine our weekly bias. Go to Monday's range. So Monday, we've taken Monday buy side. We've taken Monday's range high. So our weekly program has been confirmed as a buy program going into this week. So let's just be aware of that. We got our weekly program. Let me go ahead and get previous day's range in there. Sync that globally. So it shows on our entry time frame. It's a higher time frame. So weekly program has been confirmed. We are in a buy program. I just saved it, no? What are you talking about? Hey, welcome back. We missed ya. We missed ya over here. Is this thing let me curse? Let's go. um. Anywho, how yesterday ended. How yesterday ended. Let's talk about it before we get into today. Let's talk about it before we get into today. So I did say, all right, my first initial draw was an open range, dealing range, sell side. We smashed right through that, depending on how price behaved. Or okay, we had a dealing range low, and we also had Friday's AM session open range sell side. It didn't quite take it, as you can see here, because previous did it take it? Yeah, it did. It did take it. Yep, it definitely took it. Definitely took it. All right. So yeah, this trade went far and beyond. Negative, it gave us -6 solid. We were out at -1.5. Cannot wait for the days where we have runners. Anyway, PM session, we had a solid setup. It gave us 2.5, so it made that a solid setup, and then we got a retracement setup. Continuation, right, to the downside. We take open range, PM session open range buy side, take liquidity above it. Let me delete this. We've seen what we need to see above it. I didn't trade PM session. I was done after AM session, right? For now, I'm just sticking to being done of, if I have a good morning session, just being done for the day and giving the market rest, and then just watching the PM session until we get to what stream at art. I'm not into art, but okay, all right. Appreciate the offer. Anyway, we take buy side above key external liquidity. All right, swing high, displacement, market structure, shift back below it. Right, that would have been an entry for us there for PM session. Gave us -2.5, allowed us 4 contracts to get in, and then we came down to sell side. All right, took liquidity below it. This is worth a mention because you still would be in this trade currently right now. Took sell side, came back above, market structure shift back above it. That's a retracement. Where did it go? Retracement set up there. Still would be in it, by the way. All right, stop is right here. Let's see if I would have adjusted stop anytime. Nope. Bread and butter would have given it to you the same session, but -1, yeah, still doesn't come and take you out there. Gives you -1, 1.5, -2s on the car. Oh, it's still going. It's up here somewhere. -4.5, -5, -5.5. Yep, and then it stops there. But anyway, solid stuff. Let's get into today. Me and the 15 seconds are back working on our relationship. It's a toxic one, but we coming into it with the right mindset this time. We taking it slow. All right, step 1, condition. All right, determine bias. All right, for us is a session bias. In order to do that, we first must identify our dealing range. We go from 12 a.m. to current price action. All right, we note the lowest low to highest high. That's not the highest high. This gives us our dealing range, which I've been meaning to edit, but still haven't got around to editing. Oh yes, I did say I was gonna change it because I don't like this no more. Ding, 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 ding. Damn, we're kicking off already. 9:30. Open range gap. We're taking dealing range buy side. Session condition has been established as a buy program. Open range gap is below price, so we gapped up. We have a premium gap up. I was too busy yapping. Hold on, this is what I said I'm using now. No excuses, we grind. Every day we survive. Just because it allows me to keep it nice and tidy. Nice and tidy. Uh, All right. Oi. We have no liquidity above price right now, okay, because it's all-time highs. In order for me to be interested in a retracement setup, all right, I'll need to see buy side taking above dealing range high. We're not getting that right now, so nothing for me to do here. But we have established our condition as a buy program in line with our weekly program. Nothing above price, I mean above dealing range in terms of liquidity, but below below is previous daily low. We do have previous days EQ as well. Anywho, we're ready. Yesterday it took us an hour to even get a condition established, but today is like right off the gate. It's Tuesday, NFP Tuesday. Let me switch this account because this one already took a trade for the week. Let's go back to you, bad boy. Haven't traded you in like 2 weeks. Anywho, would need to see this high go. And a market structure shift back below for that retracement setup. Ooh, this is a big ass open range gap. All right, price action should be decent, really good today. So open range consequent encroachment is a draw for me right now if we get that retracement set up. Not anymore yet. Okay, so we got that. Took buy side above it. I need to see a market structure shift back below, and I'll be interested in a retracement sell setup if it gives it to us. Two contracts, that's a big ass stop though. But hey, we'll take it. We'll take whatever contracts it gives us. This is not a signal service, all right? Trade at your own risk. Pay attention to the process, right? Not the entries. Nah, anymore yet. Pay attention to the process behind the entries and don't just copy. Because when I'm not doing this no more, what are you gonna do? You have to be self-dependent, self-reliant. Take control of your life. God damn it. Nothing to do here, nothing to do here until we get that market structure shift back below the external liquidity, which is dealing range high. Nothing for us to do. All-time highs though. Trading in uncharted territory. Now more than ever, you have to, follow your procedures and protocols and processes. If not, jeez, it will chop you up. We're losing contracts the higher this market goes, bruv. Ravi, that's enough, man. At least give me one contract. Well, we got like 0.7 to spare right now. We got 0.7 to spare. I'm not sure about this for first presenter for Valika, but I've said this before and it's been very vital in price. But anyway. Shame no good. No excuse of it. Yeah, I had to do this on my. Right now, nothing for us to do. It wants to keep going and going and going. Then we'll just have to wait for open range to complete, get open range, dealing range, and that will be what we go off by. We have a draw up here, standard deviation of the dealing range. Let's see how price gets there, if and how price gets there. No. Yeah, we still could get it right now. One country still got one contract. Still offering us one contract. We just opened, premium gap open, and we just start running higher. Like, where you going? Where you going, my guy? This is still the low that needs to go for me to be interested here. We are matting though. Just a little bit under 1 to 1. We ain't got nothing though. Me and my little toxica. We established that I wasn't ready for it. And that's why it didn't work out. Now that I've worked on myself, okay, we can, start slow and try to make it work. There's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. Like I said, I'm not here to force trade. Here to execute my plan step by step in real time. We are drawing up to 28,100. That's the standard deviation. Let me do this. Let's add one more. Let's add the others. We go with 1.5 is 1.5, so we go to what, 2? Let's do 2 here. What is that? So be negative 1.5. Is that correct? How does that one goes to? Oh yeah, it's 0, negative 5, 1.5. Does that even make sense? This makes sense for me. This, oh no. Yeah, right? This is huge though. What's the difference here? My red is 0. Is my math wrong or what? Oh, it'll be minus 1. Minus 1. Cool. Then we can save this. Oh, I can't really say dealing range now, can I? Because that's DR. Hold on a minute. Because that fib extension, it just be going too long for me, and it's hard for me to shorten it and extend it at the same time. This one makes it easier, and it's clean, doesn't go to the next day, you know, still keeps my shit on the same day. Yeah, I prefer the parallel channel. We definitely ain't getting no. Oh, still got one contract. Yeah, it's working against us today. Yeah, we won't be able to. Forget that. We'll have to wait till 10 o'clock for opening range to complete. All right, to then anticipate something, because right now there's nothing here for me. Price is just going and going. We're respecting our support in time frame inefficiencies. Broke out of it, came back into it. Well, came back into it here. Market structure shift here. Drawn liquidity, about to get hit. Just a standard deviation of the dealing range. That's all we can do it on charted territory, standard deviation, and just let it do its thing. Yeah. We're waiting till 10 o'clock. Nothing for us to do here. We're way above dealing range high. And even if it was to come down right now and give us a market structure shift back below dealing range high, it's not going to offer us an entry because the risk is just, it doesn't work for us. Just doesn't work. So now we'll have to be content with opening range, dealing range, and this base entries of that, like we did yesterday. So we sit still and we watch. All-time high. And that's why you're turning around. Hold on. More than 3,200 employees in South Florida were laid off as a result of long-time airlines collapse. 3,200 people just like that out of a job. Woo! There's risk in everything, you know. You just gotta pick your risk and your reward. Just like that. This is why it's imperative that you take control of your life, right? Take control of your finances. Let me stop chewing. Very unladylike. Talk with my mouth full. Disrespectful. As I was saying, this is why it's imperative, right? That you take control of your finances, take control of your life, you know? Don't be dependent on one thing for income, right? Don't be, especially not a job, right? Don't be dependent on that. Now more than ever, you need like streams of income. Side hustle after side hustle after side hustle. All right, build that passive income. Because now, what are them 3,200 people going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to go back on the job market and try to find another job. If they get hired. If not, what are they going to do? To all those 3,200 people in South Florida that were laid off from a Spirit, you know, collapsing, I'm the Trader Capital is hiring, all right? No experience required. We train you, all right? Reach out to us. We are hiring. Public service announcement. We're looking for traders. No experience required. We train you. Nine thirty, 9:50 macro. I'll be watching this on our supporting time frame. This inefficiency right here. We are waiting for 10 o'clock. Added. Anyway, we've taken buy side above that. Market structure shift back below. Paying attention to here. Nothing that I would personally engage in, really, but it's worth a watch, regardless, right? See what happens. Less than 5 minutes until 10 o'clock and open range completes. Trading in uncharted territory. All-time highs. Woo! Trading blind out here, up here, and price. Not too blind though. think it got bigger now. It used to be definitely smaller. I don't need to be that overpowering, you know. I will be waiting for the next 1 minute candle to close because I learned from yesterday. Even though I can just still get ready, you know. All right, open range, dealing range has been confirmed. We'll leave that there. And now I'll need to see buy side taken above it. All right, market structure shift back below. We don't have any of that yet, so nothing for us to do still. But now we do have a new dealing range we can entertain, right? Because we're way above dealing range high, our initial dealing range, our session dealing range. We just had that high impact news at 10:01 come out. Just being proactive right now, just being proactive, but nothing here to do. Condition is a buy program in line with our weekly program. We are waiting for a retracement setup to then catch the continuation to keep going higher. Retracement setups can only occur at and around external liquidity, okay, which is dealing range highs and lows, not just the highs, dealing range highs and lows. In terms of open range, dealing range high and low, our session dealing range high and low, previous days range high and low, previous weeks range high and low, 20 days range high and low, okay? Those are the levels that we can anticipate a retracement setup on. Once again, we might be waiting till 10:30, you know. Nothing pops off in the next 3 minutes. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna get a swing high in the next 3 minutes with individual candles. So yeah, looking like we'll be waiting till 10:30, like we did post 10:30, like we did yesterday. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing here for us to do. So we do nothing. Not here to force trades, not here to force setups. Here to execute. The analyst says sit still, the trader must sit still. Yeah, so we're gonna go analyst, trader to fund manager. That will be the hierarchy at the trader capital. Everybody's gonna start off as an analyst. We're building this behind the scenes. We're building this hedge fund behind the scenes, and you all get to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? You go from an analyst to a trader, because we got to get your analyst right, then to fund manager. I guess each one will come with its own raise and bonus. Well, analyst, you ain't getting shit unless you put the work in. We gotta see what you can do first. trader comes with raise and bonus. Fund manager comes with raise plus bonus. And then I know we can think we can ponder on it later on. Go junior to senior to partner. Yeah, the fund manager will go junior, senior to partner. Yeah, I like that. I can mess with that. I can mess with that. Still nothing for us to do here. We'll be waiting till post 10:30 for first hour of trading to be done, and we'll go from there. So good. I got a you. With a pump up champagne. Yeah, so analyst. Everybody starts off as an analyst where we train you. Then once you understand the theory, right, become a trader, then a fund manager, then we go junior, senior to partner. That will be our ranking. Right now, I'm at trader status, I think. Waiting for my raise and my bonus. Oh, crack myself up. Working for my raise and my bonus. I guess I should say that. I'm working for my raise and my bonus. My analyst days, they're not over, okay, but they're almost behind me. I'm now a trader. I haven't reached fund manager status yet. Okay. I think when I get myself that raise and bonus, then we'll be at fund manager status. That also comes with a raise and bonus. Oh mate. Too much. Too much. Working for my raise and my bonus. Where you at, raise? Where you at, bonus? Still watching this one, the market structure shift, um, liquidity above, market structure shift back below. Still would be in there until it takes AM session dealing range high. All right, fat lady ain't seen yet. But like I said, this is not something that I would engage in. I'll put money behind, but something I'm watching still regardless for a later date, you know, because you never know. If we collect more data that says, you know, this is valid and it makes sense to enter, you might catch me in these. We have time and we have price, right? And that's all we need. So let's see what is offering. We gave you bread and butter, all right? Put food on the table right now. Put food on the table. Let's see how many contracts it would let us get in here with. We're looking at 3 contracts. 2 of here, or 1, 1, 1, -2. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we wouldn't have given you -1 yet. Nothing to do, nothing to do. Let's get this thing. Let's get some low, so 5. Music going on up in here. You know what I mean? Patiently waiting. With a pop-up champagne. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love? Nothing feels better than feeling that love. Everybody knows that when push comes to shove, nothing feels better than feeling the love. Voice of an angel. Oh, mate. All right, taking open range buy side. Still need to see liquidity rate above it, and then the market structure shift back below, which is currently this low. Waiting on the buy side to be taken above. And we're waiting for, most importantly, time. This is interesting. This is still the low that needs to go. Nothing right now for me to do. $10.30. Alright. We bank on the hunt. We bank on the hunt. We bank on the hunt. We are back on the hunt, hunter gatherers. This low is right at the high. I wanted it to come below it. Okay, need a market structure shift back below. This is at it, so I won't be interested in this market structure shift. Should it give us that? Still nothing for us to do here. For me, this is still the low that needs to go for me to be interested here. And if it goes without me, it goes without me. It is what it is. One contract. All right. It's NFP Tuesday. We want to be done trading this week by Wednesday AM session. All right, because after that we enter the wild west, where anything is possible, and we ain't talking about that good Henny. Not that I don't even like Henny. Ugh. She surely do. Didn't even know you were listening. mm. Now, if we do take this slow, I'll be very interested. Not interested in terms of entering, but I'll be interested to see how it plays out. Because it will be a different variation of the model, the same model, right? We can't talk right now. I'm working. I don't mind tape reading it here. If we get a market structure shift here, we'll be watching it. Nothing yet. Oh, there goes the market structure shift. So we're watching this setup here. Nothing that right now I would want to put money behind. If it was a macro and it gave me this, yes, I wouldn't mind engaging. But for a 1030 setup, not for me, not for me, not for me. Don't mind watching it though. You would have been tagged in this candle right here. Let's see what it does. If he goes without me, then he goes without me, right? I got no problem with that. I know what I'm waiting for. If I ain't see it, nothing for me to do. But this is worth a watch here. It's worth a watch. giving you bread and butter, put food on the table. Tiny movements, but gave you bread and butter. I'll need to see take this structure, then come back down, market structure shift back below. Macro kicking off on a 15-second chart. Now, if this was to happen right now, I would be interested. But inside of the 30s, I don't know about it. But that might have been a trade of the morning. Who knows? Let's see. If it is, right, it will be data collected for next time. But if not, then we lost nothing. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Just being proactive right now. Need to see a liquidity rate above it, and then the market structure shift back below. You haven't got that liquidity rate yet, so nothing to do. Nothing to do still, nothing. Here I don't mind not seeing a rate above it. I would prefer it, but because of the time, I don't require it. got closure below this inefficiency. I would like to see price stay in the lower portion of this. Got less than 8 minutes to make something shake. If not, there will be nothing for us to do today and we'll be done for the morning. Okay, we got that market structure, the liquidity rate above it. This is now the low. This is the market structure shift here that will warrant an entry. Warrant an entry? Yeah. It's the accent, it's a language barrier. And you would have been smashed out of this, so glad I did nothing with that one there, you know what I mean? And this wasn't even clean whatsoever, so let's get rid of that. It's got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes for this macro. Well, it can finish outside, right? So as long as it starts inside of the macro, it can finish outside of the macro and still warrant an entry. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Same time tomorrow. Waiting for a market structure shift here. What's the high? 32, 3250. Oh no, 3150. 32. I'll watch this if it gives us that, but this is the one I want. You're the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I said that wrong, but that's how it came out. Ooh. Grrr. Um. All right, all right, all right. So there was nothing for us to do this AM session. That's a-okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with doing nothing. Okay. That's the hardest thing to do. Not see your setup, see the market move, and not be involved in it. So hey, proud of myself today for didn't see anything that I would put money behind for me personally. So yeah, 11:11. Let's do a trade performance review and be done for this session. If we see something for lunch, we might, if I'm still at my desk, right, and it's clean, it's nice, time and price aligns, then why not? But for now, that's it for me this session. Showed up. What I did well today is I showed up, right? I got 1% better, gained experience, learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, next trading session. Very pleased with my performance. Didn't see my model, so I sat still and didn't feel no type of way about not being in the market moves. Okay, so nothing to report here. Showed up, followed my procedure and protocols, processes, and didn't deviate from it. I'm very happy and pleased with my performance today. Where I fell short, got up by a decent hour, got my morning routine in, arrived at the desk, did what I was supposed to do, did my job as a trader, as an analyst. Yeah, don't think I fell short anywhere, really and truly. How I can improve for next trading session is just keep sticking to my model, my procedures and protocols, right? Don't let short-term adversity, losses, series of losses deter me, distract me from what I got going on. Got a solid foundation of what I'm looking for in price, and if it's not showing itself, then there's nothing for me to do. All right, feel no type of way about it. Showed up today and I've done my job. No trade breakdown because there was literally no trade for us to break down or get into. So that's that. Yeah, let's wrap up and get out of here. We're trading on charted territories, all right? So I'm not really in a rush to do anything in price until it shows me itself. It's like slapping your face. This is what I'm doing. But right now, where we're at in price, there's no need to take risk and do silly stuff when your model doesn't call for silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's wrap up though. Let's wrap up. But before we wrap up, all right, I want to leave you guys with this. All right, there was a time, right, that I would finish a trading session and still feel lost. Even on days I made money, I didn't know why it worked, and on losing days, I had no system to fall back on. That's the difference between guessing and having a real edge. And here's the truth. Most traders only focus on entry, but consistency comes from the system behind the entry. So if you've been watching and thinking, this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created the 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deeper into all three pillars: the full model, the risk management system, the money and mindset principles needed to join the 1%, and the exact process to follow on a consistent basis. So if you're serious about becoming consistent, that is your next step. I used to think that the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become the type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome, because once you have that, the results will follow. Thank you guys for joining us here live at I'm the Trader, Capital Trading for Law. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, NFP Wednesday, kicking off at 9:15. Don't be late. To be on time is to be late, okay? As always, I'm the Trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading. Happy hunting.